Hello and welcome to Tea Time. This is the program where we bring you entertainment news from across the world. My name is Tokumbo Tyro and I'm here together in the studio with my co-anchors Ife Oshinkeye and Lakwe Banjo. Hi guys.
Hi. What's that, Tokumbo?
What's new this afternoon?
Everything
Not much.
crisp.
I didn't hear you. What did you say, Ife?
I said everything crisp.
Everything's crisp. Okay, cool. All right, so we're moving on to our first story, which is regarding Femi Kuti. For those of you who don't know, he recently performed at a concert in New York, and he's saying basically, he's screaming that one of his band members has actually absconded. Yes, so that's the story, that's the headline, and we're going to be discussing it now. So let me ask your initial reactions to this.
I'm not really surprised because this is like a general trend amongst band members and athletes. We've seen it happen in North Korea. We've seen it happen in with King Sunny Ade's band members, whereby they go on, tours and that kind of thing, and then they kind of abscond and we never hear from them again. However, in this case, it's quite interesting because Femi Kuti has actually said, well, no, it's not nothing to do with poverty or, him looking for a better life. He gets paid quite well. And he's been to so many countries that if he wanted to apply for a visa, he could get in as well. So it didn't really make sense as to why. And then more importantly, why he did it 20 minutes before the show in New York. So that's what makes this case quite peculiar. But it's kind of a general trend when, musicians from Africa and other parts of the world go abroad and...
Okay, if that was your take on this?
Well, to me, like Lakwe rightly said, it's a trend among band members, athletes, when they get the opportunity to go abroad, they use that to abscond. So it's a trend. But aside that, what baffled me about this was the fact that this was 20 minutes to your performance. It could have ruined that performance. That performance might not have happened because of that guy. And then his boss would have gotten sued because he had collected money for tickets, and this was a part of his tour. You get? So this was very, very controversial and very weird because Yenny was so upset. She posted this picture on her Instagram page and was like, "Face of a betrayal. I hope the real Donald," she tagged the real Donald Trump, "catches you and deports you." Do you understand? So she was really upset about it. Yeah, she also went on to say that you're using some other people's that when it. How did she even put it again? So what she was trying to insinuate was that you want to make your life better to the detriment of another person. That was what she was insinuating, but I can't remember exact words. Yeah, like you want to make your own life better, and that the people that are defending you are just like you. Because some people came and they were saying, "Oh, it's because of the situation of the country. It's because of the press." Some people even went as far as blaming President Buhari for the reason why this guy decided to abscond and look for a better life in America.
But like I was saying, even before the show started, that, I think we should take this into consideration that he may not have absconded because it just happened over the weekend. So I don't know what your take is, because I strongly feel that, it's too soon, but you may have a different opinion.
Maybe it is too soon, but I mean, it's been 48 hours since he's disappeared. I'm sure they've got the authorities on his neck, on his tail. But it's just really interesting as to why he's decided to do that 20 minutes before. Maybe he's done that not to allow them to panic or to raise a concern. Maybe it was his plan all along. Nobody really knows, but maybe a little bit more time would be given so that the story can develop. But I doubt it. It seems as though it has all the signs of somebody that's absconding intentionally as a result of being somewhere.
Let's look at it from the financial perspective, because I think Femi was saying that this guy is actually well paid, so this comes as a surprise to think that he has actually absconded,
for money.
Exactly, for the money.
Yeah, I think it's more than that, because well paid is relative. You can earn X amount and think that someone might think you're well paid, but you might not think it's suitable for your lifestyle. And generally people try to get to the next level. He can see the kind of popularity and money that maybe Femi Kuti might be getting from his tours and concerts, and he probably wants to tap into that. And some people have, this very, I'd like to put it as colonial mentality that, if you go abroad, your opportunities are endless, and you're more likely to be scouted or have more of exposure. So in his case, he might not think that he's well paid enough, and he might not have a chance to afford to get the visa, to pay for the visa to get him to America, and he probably just capitalized on his opportunity. And so we can't really judge if that was the best decision or not. He's probably just looking out for himself, really. So.
The reason why I cannot say this was a mistake was because I believe before Femi Kuti and Femi Kuti will come out to talk about this, there must have been some form of internal investigation. This guy must have spoken to somebody on the band that probably knows the story. I was like, I thought he was joking when he said when the moment he gets to America, he would disappear. You know, he must have said something to somebody, and somebody must have told them that before they will come out confidently, and for Yeni to be posted in the face of a betrayer. That is, they have made their conclusion, they've checked their facts, unless they are just jumping into conclusion. But I don't see them like such people, because they are not like that.
And then at the end of the day, I don't understand why this guy wouldn't even, just 20 minutes to the show, not complete the show before even absconding.
Exactly. So then what is known generally about artists is that they are very passionate about their craft. Now, if you're a very passionate artist, now it proves that this guy is not passionate about his craft to start with, because if you're very passionate, you will stay to do your job because this is what you love to do. You have the passion for this. You do this, then you can move on to any other plan you have, because you don't know that 5 minutes or 10 minutes on stage could change your life forever.
Okay. All right, guys, we need to move on now. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be bringing you a fresh news story. Stay here.
Thinking of banking in Africa? Think Zenith. In today's fast-moving, fast-changing world, you need a financial partner that understands your unique expectations. A bank with presence in major financial centers across the world, with the enabling platform to facilitate seamlessly, whenever, wherever, however. A bank with best-in-class financial solutions from a superb combination of technology and human touch. For easy, fast and secure banking that creates real value. Turning dreams into reality is now in your hands. People, technology, service. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
Welcome back. You're watching Tea Time right here on Plus TV Africa. We're moving on to our next story, which is on a makeup artist called Bontricia, and she's made a speedy recovery even though she's planned her funeral weeks ago. So if you haven't heard, that's the latest regarding this woman, and it's quite surprising really because of the reactions people have been getting. She wasn't expecting in any way, shape or form to recover. So let me ask your initial reactions to this.
Well, shock, really, that she was at her final stage of cancer, which usually is terminal. And like you rightly said, she was already planning her own funeral, and she probably, in a sense, already gave up on life. And suddenly, in a quirk of fate, she recovered and she was able to come out of remission, which is amazing. And it's very inspiring for anyone else that maybe
absolutely,
have cancer at the moment, that also needs that kind of hope. So I mean, it's first of all, I was taken aback. It was shocking, and it's also very inspiring. I would say
at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think she's had a long time to kind of wean herself, off kind of recovering from the cancer. So I'm guessing she'll be quite shocked herself and overwhelmed. I mean, there's still that element of doubt there that she probably thinks it could come back at any time and she has to relive this whole thing again. But it's more inspiring than anything else.
Okay, if your take.
My reaction, you mean? He's a miracle working God.
You're so
He's a miracle working
And that
God.
basically reminds me of Arika. Good heavens.
All right, but this is just a miracle. A lot of people have referred to it as a miraculous recovery because this is a woman that said her lungs were gone. Her heart was working just 30%. And then all of a sudden, she's even planning her own funeral, saying that I think she wanted to be cremated. So she said she wants her husband to return the ashes back to Nigeria, where she came from. That Nigeria received me when I come home, something like that. And then all of a sudden, she came back to tell us, like, look, I'm fine. I can walk again. I could do this. I could do that. And the best part of it all? She said she doesn't even require any surgery anymore, and she's being taken for rehabilitation.
That's a miracle right
that is
there.
a miracle.
Come on, man, and smile. So sing along. These are miracle working God.
It is a miracle. I mean, for people that don't believe in religion, this is like a perfect example for them. You know, miracles do happen. I mean, somebody that was terminally ill, that had probably been given the how many months or weeks or days that she had to live, and recovering this quickly, this fast, that's nothing short of a miracle.
Okay, let's talk about her saying she wants to come back to Nigeria, because I know that a lot of people that have lived, you know, in the West for a considerable length of time, you know, and they say they want to be buried there. They actually have a burial site where the whole family actually has been buried. What's your take regarding she wanting to come back to be buried here?
I think there's a bunch of Americans that try to reconnect back with their the motherland, as they like to put it.
Okay.
We all know the geography and history of America. You know, a lot of people that are African American don't necessarily know exactly where they're from. So to them, Africa is just a country. And so for her, the fact that she knows where she's from and she wants to go back to where she's from, so shows and suggests that she's quite connected to her roots, and feels very strongly about it. And I think that's a great thing. I think people should follow suit. And a lot of other Americans should, you know, follow in their footsteps. And we're in the whole like conscious era at the moment. The Wakanda effect is happening to everyone. So yeah, I definitely.
Yeah, and then Disney is even shooting a fairy tale movie titled Sade.
And actually, just going back even further, the BET Awards, it was on repeat yesterday, and I was watching it yesterday, and Davido and Jamie Foxx and someone else, can't remember, kept going on about, you know, visiting Africa, eating African food, Wale. Everybody seems to be kind of reconnecting, Afrocentricized science. Yeah. Exactly, that word.
Okay, so we're going to move on to our next story now, which is on Kendrick Lamar, his acting debut in the TV series Power. Okay, so I had a look at this. I watched it online. I was like, oh, because he's been getting good ratings and good reviews regarding his acting. And I was like, wow, he does know how to act, you know. So that's my take. He did very well. So I'm in support with what everyone has been saying. So what's your view?
I definitely think he did a great job. I mean, Power is something that everyone expects a lot from the actors, because everyone's kind of hooked onto it. I don't personally watch Power, but I know how many people rave and rant about how great the series is. And there's there's iconic characters on there that people really like and stand out. Each character seems to stand out. So for someone like Kendrick Lamar to go on there, who's already famous, I think the expectations are already high, and he definitely met it. I think he was the role of a crackhead. He did that really well. People were like the kind of feedback was amazing. He almost did it as if he like
was really a crackhead.
Yeah, like he was actually a crackhead. Which was really nice to see. I mean, he's definitely following in the footsteps of Childish Gambino / Donald Glover. So I mean, I expect a lot more of Kendrick Lamar, and I think there's a lot of feedback about, you know, him being a permanent cast on the show. I don't think that will happen though. So
why? I was going to go to you further, but you brought up an interesting part. Why do you think it was not going to happen?
Why do I think it won't happen? Because he's a busy man.
He's a busy guy,
He's a busy guy. And like having a full stint on Power is like a full-time job.
I think at the end of the day, it will all be about the money though, if they can pay him well enough.
Well, what I believe is going to be constantly cameoed. Is that word correct? Yeah, it's going to be constantly cameoed in Power because he played the role so well. And then right now, it's like is Kanan's, what's it called? Right-hand man at the moment. Kanan has found a new friend that could help him.
Power?
Yeah, I watch Power. So Kanan has found somebody else that could help him commit this murders, and because it started with him being a homeless man that was trying to hustle Kanan on the street, like, oh, I have this what's it called? Gift cards I want to sell to you for $20. Then he threw in the gift cards with a bike and was like, look, I'm going to sell this to you. Then he said something in Spanish, and then he made Kanan. Yeah, he spoke, and his Spanish was so good. Like I was like,
I wonder if that's because of where he's from. I think Kendrick Lamar's from Compton, and I'm not sure about the geography of America on this one, but I'm pretty sure there's a huge Hispanic influence in that area. So that could be why he spoke it so well. Alternatively,
it's the second most widely spoken language in
America.
So everywhere, because I just quickly remembered that the last time I was there, everyone was speaking Spanish. I was like, seriously, what is going on?
Yeah, and I think it's even really close to like they've said that, you know, parts of New Mexico and stuff like that should actually be a part of America. So South America should, you know, Spanish influence, that kind of thing. So it makes sense. It makes sense as to why.
Yeah.
All right. All righty.
And then I'm sorry to there's also this thing. I don't know the difference between flakka and crack. Because some people said, no, it was playing the role of a flakka addict. Some people said it was playing the role of a crack addict. So I think we need to watch that again and go and figure out which one, because whatever it was, come on, it was definitely on something.
That's for sure.
Yeah. All righty. We're going to take a quick break before we bring you our final story. So we'll take a quick break and then we'll be right back.
You know, from day one, Glow makes life easier. They brought us unbelievable data packages and even an optic fiber cable to make sure we optimize. There are two things in our lives we depend on: the communication and information, voice and data. Whether you sell, buy, learn, teach, serve, or lead, it really comes down to those two things: voice or data. Today's world is all about you. You want what you want, how you want it, and Glow delivers. That's why Glow is introducing Flexi, the freedom to use voice and data the way you like on every recharge. No plan, no hassle, easy.
Now, on every recharge, Glow Flexi automatically gives the freedom to use voice and data as you like. At the best rates in town, no plan, no hassle.
The grandmasters of data, Glow.
Hello and welcome back to Tea Time. You're watching us right here on Plus TV Africa. If you're just joining us, this is the show where we bring you all of the latest entertainment stories. We're moving on to our next story now, which is regarding Azalea Banks, who has commented regarding our very own Tiwa Savage, saying she might be a daughter of Shongo and Oshun. I think this might actually be a wrong spelling, or do you?
Yeah, she spelled it wrong.
Yeah, and I was going to say now, why are you calling it Shongo or Oshun? She called it Chongo.
Yeah, Chango.
That's what I'm saying.
Chango.
Chango. That's what I'm saying. But I think she might be referring to Shongo.
Yeah, she is.
She is, exactly.
And there was a part she wanted to say Yemoja, and she said Yemaya.
I was like, seriously, where on earth is she? Because I went everywhere to actually see what people are actually saying, and everyone was saying the same thing. Shongo as in CH. And I was like, seriously, can no one actually make the correction? And
no,
actually,
because she actually wrote it out. So everybody's writing it the same way.
Yeah, but when you write it according to someone who has actually made a mistake, you say sick, or do you write sick, or so that people know that yes, that's the way you've copied it, you know. So I'm like, I really don't understand why everyone has just chosen to follow exactly what she's saying.
Yeah,
because I know she's referring to Shongo and Oshun.
I'm not sure.
Yes. So before we even delve deep into this, I quickly wanted to bring this in because, like, I think it was some few weeks back. This is Azalea again talking, because the last time I heard she was in the news, she made the news headlines. She was talking about Wendy Williams, and she was saying she wanted Wendy Williams to die on air. And I thought that was totally outrageous. Yeah. And for her to come out and say this about Tiwa Savage now, I'm just feeling that's just totally out of...
To be honest, Azalea Banks is loopy. Like, everyone knows that she's not completely there. And she says a lot... No, she is. No, honestly, she isn't completely there. And she says a lot of crazy things.
But you know how we've had this sort of conversations before where we know that, you know, you're not a medical scientist.
Yeah, but she's not... No, there's a series of examples where she rants. She's like the female version, probably worst version of Kanye West on a bad day.
Yeah, true.
She is. No, she is.
And she's a rapper as well.
Yeah, she is a rapper. She says a lot of, you know, aggressive, incorrect, really, really harsh, abusive things. In this case, it's not as bad as what she said previously. So in this case, she's just saying that, you know, children of Oshun are usually, you know, borrow money, they don't pay it back. A lot of it didn't actually make any sense.
Yeah.
She really wanted to listen to a lot more about Tiwa Savage's music. She said that, you know, children of Oshun have a witchiness. They try and hide it, but it seeps through their pores.
No, that's children of Shongo.
Shongo, seeps through their pores, and it's confusing as to why she's saying.
And there was no correlation
whatsoever.
That's why I'm beginning to think that does she really know what she's talking about?
I think
what she was trying to do was, because she said, as part of our Instagram story, what she said was, it's quite confident. It gives her a form of confidence to see an African pop star Do you understand? So I think this now is a way of saying that, oh, African music is doing. So I think this was what she did. She went on the internet. She went to read up some stuff about Africa so that she can comment about it. Because
Do you
initially,
think that's what she did, or watch some Nollywood movies?
No, I think she went
because that's what
because initially what she told her fans to prescribe some African music for her. So they gave her she wanted to listen. So they gave her, I think part of the music that was prescribed to her was Tiwa Savage's song. So I think she fell in love with Tiwa Savage and she listened more to Tiwa Savage's music and she's like, oh. So I think this is actually very good for Tiwa because this is like an American pop star giving you thumbs up.
I don't agree with it, because I'm with Tokumbo on this one, because Tiwa Savage is relatively known in America. I mean, she was a backup singer for Mary J. Blige. She's written some of Mary. No, come on. She studied music at Berkeley University.
I know. But you cannot tell me that she's relevant in them. She was do you know how many backup singers? You said relatively relevant.
You didn't let her land. She was going to say something.
I'm saying, within the music industry, I'm not talking about popular culture. Within the music industry, she's known. She's written some of Beyonce's songs. She's went to the Berkeley Music School, which is like the best in the world, and every top musician goes to that school. She's also been a backup singer for Mary J. Blige, amongst many other things she's done. She's signed to Rock Nation.
She's signed to Sony as a songwriter as well.
So my point is, in the music industry globally, she's known within the industry. People are aware of who she is. Azealia Banks isn't as relevant as she was 6 years ago, which is why she goes on these rants all the time to remain relevant to people. And now, yes, it's good that more people are listening to Tiwa Savage, and it's good that more people think that she's great at what she does. But I'm saying that enough people know that.
But let me tell you guys why I think this is good for Tiwa Savage, because right now she has created the form of publicity for Tiwa Savage, because any average American that is following Azealia Banks, or even the American celebrities themselves that follow her, the moment they see that, everybody wants to know who is Tiwa Savage. If you think, okay, we can go and check Tiwa Savage followers on Instagram as at Friday and Tiwa Savage and come and compare it to how many followers, I can bet, I haven't even checked, but I can bet that it would have gone up. So I think this is actually
But you can't
good.
account that to Azealia Banks' tweet.
Yes, you can.
Her followers got.
I see where you're coming from.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Because everybody will want to go check out who is Tiwa Savage, and they want to follow Tiwa Savage.
Actually, I see where you're coming from, and I see where you're coming from as
people
well.
like Daughters of Shango, and you guys, we have to be cultural here. We are children of Shango and
we haven't got much time. I need you to round up.
All right, so we need to be cultural here. Calling somebody a child of Shango, a child of Oshun isn't
linked.
Is not an abusive word. So don't think she was insulting Tiwa Savage.
Okay.
Some people actually like to be called Shango's child.
But just to conclude,
Yeah.
I know we're running out of time. Just to conclude, yes, she's said all these things, but the issue is she said it in the most ignorant manner, because
She didn't know what she was talking about.
Yeah, and she made it seem as though people that are children and descendants of Shango.
Yeah, but you know why I like all of this? But why I like all of this is that she's made people go back to go and check out her culture and also check out Tiwa Savage. So kudos, Azealia Banks. Say some more. I'm a child of Oya. In case you're watching.
Unfortunately, that's all we can take on this show. We're going to have to draw the curtains here. Join us later tomorrow for fresh episodes of Tea Time. But before then, my thank you as well go to my co-anchors, Ifel Shinkaya and Lakbe Banjo, and to the entire production team, as well as our stylist, courtesy of Kudi Empire. I'm Tokumbo Tayo saying thanks for watching and have yourself a lovely evening.